Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Kay, and today we have a special guest. I'll let her introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Diana, and I'm a laboratory medical technologist.
And today we're going to talk all about her career, but before we get started, I'm going to shout out my sister for making this cute Biggie sweatshirt. She hand painted this, and she has them on sale on her Instagram, so you can buy one, and I'll put all her links below. And this one is from Motivate T line. I made this specifically for Diana.
Love it.
It's a lab rat t-shirt, so for all the lab rats out there, this is perfect for you.
Definitely.
All right. Okay, so I'm so glad we finally decided to do this video after what, a month?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but then you have other things going on.
Yeah, I work 5 days a week, full time, and then I have my baby, so that definitely takes up a lot of my time.
Is that like the typical lab schedule, Monday through Friday?
No, that's another thing that I loved about this career. There could be like endless possibility of scheduling depending like where you're working and. Hospitals are always open.
Yeah,
so,
true.
You can work morning, evening, nights, or you can do 12s, or you can do it. It also depends on where you work. But you can do like your 40 in like 3 days or 4 days, and
Okay, well I'm glad you decided to do this video because a lot of people have been liking the medical technologist video. So I asked her because I knew she was a medical technologist. So I'm excited about this. Okay, so first, let's go all the way back.
Okay.
Did you always know you wanted to be a medical technologist?
No, I didn't. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to do something in the medical field because I like helping people, and that's something where I feel no matter the economy, what's going on, that's always going to be a job that's needed, something in the medical field. But yeah, I had no idea what I was going to do.
So did you know if you wanted to do like patient care or?
Definitely not patient care. It's really hard to work with people sometimes. I just want to do something where I could help people, but not like necessarily work.
Like touching them.
Yeah, work with people. It's hard.
It is hard. Yeah. So how was the schooling for you?
It was a little confusing because this is not a career that everyone knows about. Like everyone knows nursing, but a lot of people don't have any idea about how you get your lab results or how you get diagnosed or anything. So yeah.
So like, did you go to a community college starting out, or did you get your bachelor's?
Oh, so I went and I got my bachelor's degree, and then I'm like, what am I gonna do now? What is the next route to take? So I went to a counselor at the university, and she told me like different options and different routes to take, and then this career seemed really interesting to me. So then after I graduated, I was looking for another school to just specialize in the laboratory, and then that's what I did, and I did a fast track program. So in the other school it was a 2-year program, and then the fast track was a year. Okay. Yeah.
So what did you get your bachelor's in?
I got it in interdisciplinary studies. Okay. Which is a fancy way of saying liberal sciences, but yeah.
So like as a medical technologist, do you have to get a specific bachelor's degree? Or could it be in anything?
There's just so many ways to go about it. Like there's some universities that they have like the laboratory sciences degree, and then you go in there and you know that that's what you're gonna do, like, and you're gonna graduate with your laboratory sciences. And then you could either like get your bachelor's in like liberal sciences or like microbiology or something. And then you can go back and do like the 2-year program that just focuses on the laboratory. Okay, and then there's also a medical laboratory technician, which you only go to school for 2 years, and you get like an associate in science in that degree. And then with that, you can't work by yourself in the lab. You have to work like next to a laboratory technologist, and you also get paid less. But there's a lot of hospitals that take them too. So
do they mainly hire medical lab technologists, or do they hire technicians more because they're cheaper?
there's some hospitals that they do technologists, and then it really depends.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you want to move up, the technician, it would be harder to move up.
Yeah, because so as a medical lab technologist, are you at the very top, or can you go higher than that?
Well, you can get a supervisor license.
Okay.
And do that. Then there's also, you could become like a director of a lab. Yeah.
Okay. Look at her baby.
Sorry.
He's so cute.
Say hi.
You want to be the superstar.
I know. Now he's quiet.
Okay, so we have some company. Your baby's so cute.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's continue. So did you get financial aid when you did your program, or did you have to pay for it out of pocket?
Both. Well,
Okay.
what happened, I went to a really small state college, and there was actually a lot of scholarships that people didn't even know about, and they wouldn't apply. So then I started applying, and I got like 2 scholarships.
Oh, nice.
And then the rest I just paid out of pocket, because it was a state college, so it was cheaper than the university.
Oh, I think that's smart, because sometimes people want to go to university for the name.
Yeah.
But then the community college is usually the way to go for these programs. So were you full-time or part-time?
In the school,
Yeah.
I was full time.
Okay.
But the good thing is that it was only twice a week. It was Tuesday and Thursdays, so I was able to work around that.
So is it like an all-day thing?
Yeah, it was all day.
Okay.
It was all day. It was Tuesday and Thursday, but all day.
Okay. And how were the classes? Were they really hard, or they were?
Yeah,
hard?
they were difficult, and especially since I did fast track to try to finish in the year. I had no life.
So do you think your science courses that you took previously prepared you for it? Did you take any science courses at all?
I did. I took some sciences course, but it's different. I don't feel like it really prepared me.
It's just lab stuff.
Yeah, it's only lab stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so when it came to looking for a job, was that really hard for you?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't hard at all, because you have to do, when you do this field at your last semester, you have to do clinical rotations, kind of like a nurse. And if they really like you, they'll keep you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is that what happened with you?
No, it's not.
Okay.
But I had my options. I had, actually, which I haven't mentioned before, I think a good idea would to be a lab assistant before, to see if you even because that's what I did. So I went to school and I did a small course to be a phlebotomist.
Nice.
Lab assistant. Okay. So then before I even graduated, while I was going to school for technologist, I worked as a phlebotomist / lab assistant, and then you learn a lot of things, and it's just, it makes you see the whole spectrum of laboratory,
starting from the bottom?
Yeah, because back in the day, technologists used to do it all. They used to draw blood, and they used to do the specimen processing. Now it's just different.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So do you think it's easier now that you don't have to do all that extra stuff?
Yeah, it's a lot less pressure. Okay. But I'm glad that I learned everything though. So
people usually say as a lab assistant you have to do a lot more work than a technologist. Is that true?
I've been on both sides, and I think it's the same amount of work.
Okay.
Yeah, it's both can get pretty stressful. So just has to be good teamwork. A lot of people think, I'm a technologist, I'm not going to do lab assistant stuff. But that's not, you all got to help each other.
Yeah. So do your coworkers work as a team?
Depends who they are.
Yeah.
Real life. It depends. There's some people that you already know, oh man, I'm just going to try to make the best day that I can. But it's kind of like family, you don't really love everyone, or not love, but you don't necessarily like everyone in your family.
Yeah.
You still got to do, because it's I'm going to see you every day, so why am I going to make it a bad,
Yeah, you might as well just get along. You don't have to love each other. It's just, let's just do our
and
jobs.
it's all just about patient. It's for the patient. So you think, what's best for this? It's not about me, it's about the patient. So
what's the hardest part of your job?
The hardest part of the job is the stress when someone comes in, like with trauma, like a car accident or something, and they call you from and you hear like their
The
voice,
stress in the ER.
and then you know that the patient's not doing it and that they need blood now. You need to give it to them like in the next, or they can possibly like just pass away, or that it's a stress. So you're taking everything out and all the blood. It's stressful. It can get stressful.
So do you think it's easier to make mistakes in that scenario?
Well, we kind of like we have units that are just for emergency, and you just need to have like the name, maybe so like two identifiers. So so you kind of have like, and we even have like, because sometimes you get so stressed that you can't. So we have like little cheat sheets, like I get an emergency, so I need to put the like that. Just if you lose like your train of thought, because it could get really stressful when they're yelling at you that the patient is done now. They're coming, they're running upstairs to get it, and they're just like, oh my gosh,
So like, what's the easiest part of your job?
I think the easiest part is that I don't have to deal with the patient.
Everybody always says that, like, there's some people that strictly work in the lab because they just cannot stand patient care.
It's like, you work closely with nurses, and so you just hear things, and you're like, oh, like your job's already stressful enough. And then you have to deal with someone's attitude.
Exactly.
Not so nice, and it's just like,
Yeah, that's true. So what area do you work in as a lab technologist?
Okay, right now I'm only working in the blood bank. I was licensed to do everything else. I feel like when you're it's called a generalist when you do all the other areas of laboratory. I feel like you always have your favorite though. You always have your favorite department. So my favorite department was always blood bank.
So are you like a floater?
No, I only do blood bank.
Okay.
Right now. I don't do any. I used to, but like I said, it's always blood bank's always been my favorite. And then when I heard about the job that just did blood bank, I was like, okay. Yeah.
So like when you sign up for the job, are you just signing up for one position?
Yes.
Okay, but you have the option if you work somewhere else to do something else.
Yeah, I would have option to do all the other
areas. Cool. So you only like blood bank, you don't like any other areas?
I do like others, but blood bank's always been my favorite.
Okay. So what's the different areas you can work in?
You can be hematologist, you can work in coagulation, urinology, microbiology, and I think there's even parasitology, but that's
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, it is.
So in school, like when you're learning, you're working with a lot of microscopes and and what's the thing called? Centrifuge?
Yeah, centrifuge.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So do you like grow the bacteria in the lab? Like how was the labs like?
Oh, like the laboratory portion. Well, the teachers would be usually employees from the hospital, so they might bring like plates from the hospital or we could even sometimes we would just like get random
samples.
We did for urinology, we did our own samples.
Oh gosh.
Because some people's urine was like have a lot of bacteria. I was like, oh my god.
So is that why you don't like working with like that area? Because you don't want to deal with like poop or... Yes,
actually that's the area, you got it right on the dot. That's the area I most hates microbiology because it smells so bad. It smells so bad.
Yeah, because I was telling Gina when we did the last video that, we got to actually like, scoop the poop from the patient's butt. And then you guys got to like open it up and you don't know what...
Yeah, I mean, it's a hood. We do it under a hood.
Oh, you do? Okay.
We have to, under the hood, and then that soaks up the fumes, but still, then you put it on the plate, then you got to put it there for like 3 days at body temp. So
you do?
Yeah, so it stinks so bad. It stinks so bad. I do not like it.
Oh my god, yeah, that's disgusting. I see why you stick to blood bank.
Yeah, that's the area that I'm like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have another special guest.
Hi.
We have your son. What's his name?
Leo.
So how do you balance being a mom and working?
It's not easy at all. But you find what works for you. Your schedule of what you do every day. You have like a certain, set time.
Yeah.
What you do each day. And my husband helps me a lot. So
good.
shout out to him. Yeah.
Is it hard? Does he cry when you leave him?
Yes, but I have to find like a way to like sneak out.
Yeah.
He doesn't notice that I leave, and then he'll be fine.
He seems really smart though. Like he seems like he'll pick up on it. Look at him, he's so cute.
And then I FaceTime him on break.
Oh, you
That helps.
do?
Yeah, I
Okay,
FaceTime him
good.
on break. That
Good.
helps too. But then he cries when I leave, but when I FaceTime him, he doesn't care.
It's called balance.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so let's talk about everybody's favorite thing, and that's money. Okay. All right, so when you first start off as a medical technologist, like how much do you get paid?
I get paid around $20 an hour.
Starting out?
No experience.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what about as a medical lab technician?
Oh, that I honestly wouldn't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about the benefits?
You always get medical benefits. You get retirement benefits as well. You get PTO, paid time off. You can go on vacation, still get paid. There's a good amount of benefits. Oh, life insurance.
Okay.
Talk about that one. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So you get like the typical benefits package like any
Yes.
other job? Okay. So what about if you like do you get raises every year?
Yes,
or
you do. But it depends on if you do, they do a performance evaluation
Okay.
that your manager does with you.
Uh-huh.
And depending on your performance, like if you're late, you know, and stuff like that, you know, different how you work with people even.
Wow.
So, yeah, depends on the raise that they give you.
Okay, so is it like typically like 3 to 5% like every other job?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not that much, to be honest.
So would you say you're happy overall with the pay?
I am happy. Well, it depends too on where you work.
Okay.
So like the company I work for, they pay very well.
So when you search for a job, is that something that you thought about, or did you just want to get any job?
Well, you know, in the beginning, you would just want to get a job,
Yeah.
wherever. But then after, you know, time, you want to somewhere that actually pays. You can, because the more experience you have, the more they want to hire you.
Yeah.
So then you can actually see in different places.
So this is your only job that you ever had as a...
No, 1 second, let me put them down. Okay. So when I was working as the lab assistant phlebotomist, they gave me a job there when I became a technologist. And I loved it. I had no problems with it. Loved the people. But it was like 45 minutes from my house.
No, that's
and
not
the
gonna
traffic
work.
would get ridiculous.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would work night shift and I would about like fall asleep on the way there.
Yep.
So then I have a friend that used to work at that place. She went somewhere else and she said they were hiring. And it was 20 minutes from my house.
Okay.
And that's the only reason why I left. And then, you know, I didn't even know that they were going to pay me so much more.
So I guess it's good to shop around sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
So Diana, thank you so much for doing this video. Is there anywhere on social media that people can find you and ask you questions?
Yeah, if you have any questions, you can go capital D _ Milena, Milena.
Okay.
Yeah.
On Instagram, right?
Yes.
Okay. And she said no pervy questions, okay? She's married, okay?
I can't believe you just said that.
But thank you for doing this video, and we're gonna do like a part 2 and a part 3, so make sure you stay tuned for that, and we'll see you guys next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye.